Right now, in winter, the most expensive room in your house is one you almost never go into. It's your attic. And it's not heating anybody. It's leaking the heat you paid for straight out the top of the house. The mountain folks of 1925 had no insulation aisle, no foam, no fiberglass. What they had was a hard understanding of where heat goes and a set of fixes that cost almost nothing. The strange part? Those 100-year-old fixes are exactly what your modern, expensive house is still missing. Here's where the heat is going, what the old-timers did about it, and the 3 cheap fixes you can do this weekend. Start with the one fact that explains everything. Heat rises. Warm air is lighter than cold air, so the heat you pay for collects at the top of every room and presses against the ceiling, looking for a way out. If the attic above that ceiling is open, uninsulated, and full of gaps, the heat finds the way out easily. Your furnace burns more fuel. You feel cold anyway, and the money goes up through the roof, literally. The mountain families understood this in their bones, because they heated with wood they cut by hand. Every log represented an afternoon of sweat. They could not afford to let heat escape, so they got very, very good at trapping it. Not with technology, with understanding. Climb up into a well-kept Appalachian home from a century ago, and here's what you'd find. First, the ceiling of the living space was packed. Not with pink fiberglass, that didn't exist yet, but with whatever held still air and didn't burn easily. Sawdust, wood shavings, dried leaves, and corn husks tamped down between the joists. Newspaper layered thick, even straw and wool where folks had it. The principle was right even though the material was humble. Trapped, still air is one of the best insulators there is. Everything they stuffed up there was just a way to hold air still. Second, and this is the part most people miss, they sealed the gaps. Every place warm air could sneak from the room into the attic got chinked, packed, or papered over. The chimney passed through. The gaps where the walls met the ceiling. The cracks around the stovepipe. A house could have decent insulation and still bleed heat if those gaps were open, and the old builders knew it. Third, many mountain homes used the attic itself as a buffer, an unheated dead air space between the warm rooms and the cold sky. They weren't trying to heat the attic. They were using it as a blanket of still air the heat had to fight through to escape.
All right, something that a lot of people overlook is how much heat goes out their attic access. So something that I did here was I just took some leftover MDF that I had sitting in the job site trailer, put it on the backside, glued it, screwed it from the backside, and then I was able to put a simple handle on this thing, right? So it's a simple handle because I filled it tight with foam, so tight you can see it ripped off. The glue ripped off, my piece is left up here. So I had 2 inches of closed cell spray foam on, or not closed cell, 2 inches of foam board on this thing. And then it just kind of comes up in here. And now I've got a handle to work with, and it's a tight fit. Just like that. And now we've got a nice tight seal all the way around. I ran trim boards that hang over 1 inch all the way around. It's a nice tight fit. No more cold coming down, no more heat going out.
Here's the irony. Your modern house probably has better insulation material than anything those mountain families dreamed of. So why is your bill so high? 2 reasons, and they're both things 1925 got right. 1, the gaps. Builders insulate, but air sealing gets skipped or done badly. A surprising amount of heat loss isn't through the insulation, it's through the holes around it. The recessed lights, the attic hatch, the gaps where plumbing and wiring punch through the ceiling. Warm air pours through those. The old-timers sealed obsessively. We insulate and forget to seal. 2, the attic hatch and the pull-down stairs. That square opening into your attic is very often a bare, uninsulated, unsealed panel, a hole in your blanket. In 1925, the attic access was a heavy, tight-fitting hatch, often with material piled on top of it. Today, it's frequently the single worst leak in the whole house. If this is the kind of practical mountain knowledge you want more of, our free Appalachian Almanac goes out every Sunday. One real method, sourced and tested, in your inbox. Links in the description. Now, the honest numbers. Let me be honest with you, because that's the whole point of this channel. Nobody's attic is costing them $400 a month. If a video tells you that, they're making it up. But here's the real picture, and it's bad enough. Heating and cooling is the single biggest chunk of most home energy bills, And in a cold climate, the attic is where a large share of that loss happens. A poorly sealed, poorly insulated attic can be responsible for a real and painful slice of your winter heating cost. Fixing it doesn't make the bill vanish, but it can knock a meaningful piece off it every single month for as long as you own the house. And here's why the 1925 fix matters. The highest value repairs are the cheapest ones. Sealing gaps costs a few dollars in caulk and foam. Insulating and weather stripping the attic hatch costs almost nothing. These small, humble jobs, the exact jobs the Mountain families did by hand, give you most of the savings before you ever spend real money on deep insulation. So here's the old method translated for your house. 3 steps. Step 1. Seal before you stuff. Go into the attic and find every place warm air can rise through. Around the chimney and the stovepipe or flue, keeping proper clearance and using the right high-temperature sealant there, the top plates of the walls, and every spot where a pipe or wire passes up. Seal them. This is the chinking the old-timers did, just with modern caulk and foam instead of clay and rags. Step 2. Insulate the hatch. Weather strip the attic door so it closes tight, and add an insulating cover or box over it. This is your tight-fitting 1925 hatch, reborn. It's a one-evening job, and it stops one of the biggest leaks in the house. Step 3. Build the blanket. Make sure there's a good, even layer of insulation across the attic floor with no bare patches. The Mountain families pack their ceilings full and even. You should too. But don't block the eave vents. Unlike 1925, your roof needs to breathe to avoid moisture problems.
So let's do this. I measured between the joists and then cut my 200mm insulation. I then rolled this base layer out between the joists, making sure not to cover the eaves to allow airflow. Electrical wires are placed on top of the insulation for safety. Stilts were then screwed to the joists to trap air and keep the house nice and warm. A second layer of insulation was added perpendicular to the joists. Loft boards were then screwed to the stilts, which created a perfect spot for some storage. This is a big job, but easier than I thought, and I'm already feeling the benefits already. To save money and stay warm this winter with B&Q.
The honest caveat, and this one's important, if you have knob and tube wiring, recessed lights not rated for contact, or any sign of moisture or mold up there, get a professional eye on it before you bury anything in insulation. The old fixes are sound. The old wiring is not. Don't start a fire trying to save on heat. The Mountain families of 1925 weren't smarter than us. They just couldn't afford to be wasteful, and that constraint made them precise. They understood that heat rises, that still air traps it, and that a single open gap can undo a whole house full of insulation. They sealed first and stuffed second. They treated the attic as a blanket, not an afterthought. We have better materials and worse habits. The fix isn't to spend more. It's to do the small, cheap, humble things the Hollers did. Seal the gaps, cover the hatch, fill the floor, and let the house hold on to the heat you already paid for. Everything we covered is sourced in the description, the energy loss figures, and the air sealing guidance. If you want all of it in one place, the Appalachian Way Field Guide has 47 of these methods with the original sources behind each one. Link below. Real methods, real sources, real history. That's the Appalachian Way. We'll see you Friday.